All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I wanted to talk about an article that was it was released last night. It just totally, for me at least, came out of the blue. I was not expecting to see something like this, but it happened over on Pro Football Talk, NBC, and it's regarding Derek Carr and his reflection on that free agency period, right, where he had the opportunity to sign with the New York Jets. He obviously met with the Jets and had some pretty interesting quotes. So I wanted to go through the article here and kind of dive into it. So Carr said on the Part of My Take podcast, I could have signed with the Jets. It just wasn't the right time for me. There were still like 4 or 5 teams that I had to hear from. I remember sitting there with Jets head coach Robert Saleh, and he's like, look, man, we'd love to have you. It's up to you. And that kind of, thinking back, putting myself, because it's easy to look back with, hindsight, understanding that we ended up trading for Aaron Rodgers and, looking at how the Saints season went and whatnot, like all the dominoes have fallen already. But to really go back in time and truly assess the situation with like no biases, again, kind of putting myself in the position where I'm just uncertain about the quarterback position. We didn't really know who exactly it was going to be. I mean, there was some Lamar Jackson rumors for a little bit. There was Jimmy Garoppolo rumors for a little bit. There was this whole like trading for Matthew Stafford story that came out. There was a lot of stuff. I know for me, when the Rodgers trade stuff started to come out a little bit, like rumors that the Jets could be interested, rumors that it could maybe happen, I was still questioning the likelihood of it, right? Because it's one of those situations like, Peyton Manning going to Denver or Tom Brady going from New England to Tampa. You're asking the question, will Green Bay actually do this? Will they actually move off a franchise legend, one of the best, one of the top quarterbacks of all time? Will they actually do it, or is this just media smoke? You kind of felt like there was like a rift between Rodgers and Green Bay for the past couple of seasons up to that point, but Rodgers had the opportunity a season prior to potentially join the Denver Broncos. There was a lot of smoke about that, to reunite with Hackett. But he then re-ups, I think it was actually a 3-year, $150 million deal with Green Bay, and it just kind of put all the noise to bed. So I remember for me going into it, I was like, oh man, will Green Bay actually pull the trigger on this? Carr said, I remember going to the Jets facility and I promised myself I had to go through the process because I didn't want to just sign and then think, well, what did that team think? Or what could they do? That was hard. Yeah, it was a weird situation, but at the same time, trading for Aaron wasn't a guarantee for them. That was another whole wrinkle in this whole situation as well, right? Where the Jets were like, they were discussing their options, but it was clear to everybody that Aaron was the number one option. So if you are a guy like Derek Carr, going to meet with this team, I wonder if it was maybe a little awkward for him, essentially in the sense of, hey, Derek, we really like you. You're an upgrade over what we had a year ago. Really, these past couple of seasons, we do want you here, but we want Rodgers more. So, definitely a strange situation. I wonder how Derek Carr felt about that internally, but he mentions that he wanted to go through the process. I remember him taking meetings, or I think he had a 2 or 3 day stretch with the New Orleans Saints while he was still a member of the Raiders, because they were trying to potentially negotiate a trade. So he already had that knowledge about the Saints organization, the facility, the coaching staff, obviously with Dennis Allen, before visiting the New York Jets. And I remember when that visit took place, I was really thinking that, hey, you know what? We still don't know what's happening with Rodgers. There is smoke to this. I remember his brother was hyping it up too, like talking about Derek's fit with the New York Jets. And just kind of what he would bring, like leadership-wise and whatnot. Oh, here's actually a section in the article where I guess Carr addresses it. He says the thing that was different in that situation was like Aaron is a 9 billion time MVP, right? But you still have to trade for him, whereas I'm free. You can still keep those picks. I was not asking for as much money as whatever they say your market is. I was like, I don't want to do that because wherever I go, man, I just want to win. So just use the money. I don't care. I remember another detail with this whole thing linking Derek Carr to the Jets was the fact that Todd Downing was now a member of the Jets, right? If we think back, Todd Downing was Derek Carr's old offensive coordinator under the Jack Del Rio Oakland Raiders. So, and by the way, Derek Carr actually performed pretty well that season. Offense as a whole, not really so much, but Derek Carr individually in his one season with Downing as OC, because he previously worked with him as a quarterback coach, it looked pretty positive. But apparently Carr also said that he had a desire to play for Saleh, who was with the Texans when Derek's brother David played in Houston. Carr goes on to say, I'm probably like Saleh's biggest fan. Like, I absolutely 10 out of 10 would run through a wall for him, even if he's not my coach. If he was like, I need you to do this, yes sir, I would do it. That whole situation was the hardest thing, because my brother knew Coach Saleh and he knew I loved New Orleans, but he was like, you're going to see Saleh, you're probably going to stay. He was thinking I was going to sign with the Jets because of Saleh. Again, it's fun to kind of put yourself in different like timelines, you know, like trying to think back, okay, if the Jets did sign Derek Carr, if we ended up not trading for Aaron Rodgers, what would have happened? What would the Packers look like? What would Derek Carr look like? What would the Jets look like, right? Nobody will ever know, but it's still fun, and it's always cool to get insight like this, because and also too, credit to Derek Carr, he didn't bash the Jets whatsoever. He actually talked very, very highly of them, which is really, really cool. But yeah, we'll never know how it would play out if the signing actually happened and the Rodgers trade never happened. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And as always, go Jets.